I streamed probably for like 2 weeks. I streamed to nobody, and then one day I was tinting mobile, and there was still snow on the ground, and I was tinting a Ranger over in this guy's driveway with snow in the background and stuff. Apparently that got attention because then my viewers went out. I had like 100, 200 viewers or something for the first time.
Damn.
And then ever since then, it's just been kind of just consistent. Probably done like 10 TikTok people's vehicles. More so, it just improves my day, and I feel like I'm doing something a little more productive than what I'm actually doing in front of me. You know what I mean?
Hey, what a beautiful day. Welcome back to another episode of the Dark But Legal podcast. And today, I am super excited to announce that we have our first guest who is not a GeoShield employee. This is a very good friend of ours in the industry. He's an installer. He uses us. He's a great guy. He's been doing this for 6 years. You've probably seen him on TikTok Live a bunch of times. He's been doing that for about 10 to 11 months now. He's 35 from Wisconsin. He's got the accent of a great man and a bald head of Cubby Wolf. My next guest on the Dark But Legal podcast is Mr. Brent Dahlberg. Brent, my man.
How's it going?
It's good, dude.
Good.
What you think about this?
Dude, this is wild. It's I've only been here less than 24 hours, and it's been an experience already. Blake and Aiden know how to show a guy a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I seen you on I don't know if it was Snapchat or something. You went and seen Mike the Tiger over there at the stadium.
Oh yeah. Yep.
It was a good time.
I was shocked there was just a tiger.
Yeah, he's just hanging out.
Just readily available at any time,
Yeah, it gets pretty crazy down here in South Louisiana.
I see that.
Y'all could have went by the drive-through daiquiri shop too. We got those as well.
Drive-through daiquiri shop?
Yeah.
Well, you guys were telling me about that last night.
Just like McDonald's, you pull up. I want a daiquiri to go.
That's wild.
And there you go.
It's crazy.
Sounds like a DUI waiting to happen.
100%.
Well, I think we lead the country in DUIs. That's probably very accurate.
Nah.
Dude, when I worked, because I worked at one of the local daiquiri shops, and what's crazy to think about even further on like a granular scale, whenever people would come up and get a daiquiri, the way to get around the law is I could take the whole straw apart. I just had to leave the paper on the tip.
As long as the tip is covered, you're good.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yep. And as soon as you leave the drive-through, that's on you.
There are some places they'll put a piece of Scotch tape over the top of it.
Yeah.
That way you can't get into it
Yeah.
while you're driving.
Right.
That makes sense.
Sort of.
The craziest ones was whenever moms would come from picking up their kid from school and they'd be like, oh, I want a strawberry daiquiri. And can you make a strawberry virgin for my son? So it's like, hey, you got it, dude. You got it.
Drive-through daiquiris for everybody.
Yeah.
I like it.
Should I bring one up to Wisconsin?
A drive-through daiquiri?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you'd make a killing.
Dude. All right, next business plan. Drive-through daiquiri shops across the nation.
I think it'd be a hit.
It would.
We're hoarding that out to ourselves down here. We need to spread the love a little bit.
We do. I mean, Super Bowl Sundays this weekend. Everybody's down in New Orleans and stuff. You like football? You watch football? You watch any Packers or anything?
I'm not a football guy, no.
Really? Any sports?
Not really, no.
Really?
I'm kind of I work a lot, but that's about it. No sports.
Brent's like, nah, just wake up, go to work. That's it.
Yeah, that's about it, man.
That's all I'm going to do.
I'm either working or hanging out with the fam. I don't spend a whole lot of time doing much else, sports or...
No crazy hobbies?
Don't watch a whole lot of TV.
Yeah. So what do you do in your spare time?
Tint windows.
Dang.
Hang out with the kids.
He's a living, breathing tinting machine.
That's what I'm talking about. Screw a plotter. Get you a Brent. Lord have mercy.
No, we like hitting the lake in the summertime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got a boat and everything?
Used to have a boat. I don't have a boat anymore. But yeah, beach or boat, either way.
Dang.
That is fair because about a third of the year y'all can't like go outside and do anything.
Right.
It's like Arctic weather.
Yeah. Well, you can walk on the lake right now. So that's
Walk
nice.
on the lake.
Yeah, go ice fishing. If you like ice fishing.
That's insane.
Could you imagine if like Lake Pontchartrain froze over like that? Well, Lake
It'd be
Pontchartrain's
crazy.
too big. Like if Marpaw froze over like that?
If Lake Pontchartrain ever froze over, we could already
we'd be
all
in a
count
bind,
ourselves
wouldn't
dead. It's way too cold.
Yeah, people drive their full-size trucks out on the lake and stuff. I'm sure you guys have seen that before. But
I've seen
I've seen it on TikTok, but I've never actually had someone tell me that it actually happens.
yeah, I don't do it.
Yeah.
It seems like unnecessary risk to me driving your.
I do like that show, Ice Road Truckers. You ever seen them?
Oh, yeah, the ice road truckers.
Yeah, they drive across some lakes in Alaska in 18-wheelers.
Oh yeah,
They used to be crazy back in the day, dude. All those reality TV shows back in the day, insane.
We should go back to that kind of reality TV instead of fake Survivor. Or,
I miss that,
I don't
dude.
want to watch Teen Mom. You know, I don't want all them shows. Give me Ice Road Truckers. Give me like the original crew from what's that crab show? Deadliest
Lord,
Catch.
Deadliest Catch.
yeah.
Give me Flavor Flav. The
Flavor of Love.
Yeah.
what was the other one? The guy from the Rockstar.
From
Poison?
Yeah, him.
Yeah,
Brett
Brett Michaels.
Michaels?
Yeah, he had a show for a while.
Those shows were great, dude. You can't get away from 2000s TV.
That was prime
It
television.
is just prime television right there.
I see why you don't watch TV anymore. There ain't nothing worth watching.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the whole reason. We
They
just
got-
figured it out.
They got rid of Teen Mom and I was done.
No, but back to, no hobbies and tinting all the time and everything. So with being on TikTok as much as you are over the past 11 months, with your business, how has that kind of helped you in the sense of, because that's a big debate. You have people like Shane Dwyer and all them online, and you got the guys that absolutely can't stand social media. They can't stand it. They don't like it or anything. From your point of view, what would you tell, listeners and everything about your experience with TikTok and live and social media and how it's impacted your life?
Yeah, so, I mean, TikTok, I just kind of, the first time I went live, I was, I streamed, probably for like 2 weeks, I streamed to nobody.
Yeah.
And then one day, I was tinting mobile, and there was still snow on the ground. And I was tinting a Ranger over in this guy's driveway with snow in the background and stuff,
Oh,
I had my
shit.
jacket on. It was just above freezing, so the water wasn't freezing when I sprayed it, And apparently that got attention because then my viewers went out. I had like 100, 200 viewers or something for the first time,
Damn.
And then ever since then, it's just been kind of just consistent, viewership and a little bit of followers and stuff. But as far as how it's affected business, honestly, not a ton of local business off of it. Here and there, I've probably done like 10 TikTok people's vehicles.
Yeah.
But more so, it just improves my day, and I feel like I'm doing something a little more productive than what I'm actually doing in front of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so weird hearing that because, like Javon's business at Shade Pro down in South Carolina,
Yeah.
he gets lots of local people that catch on. I guess maybe because he's in a big college town.
Maybe.
Maybe that's why his following is just a smidgen different.
Yeah.
But he gets tons of leads and tons of people coming from TikTok that end up at his shop.
Yeah.
It's weird kind of how it works out that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. I feel like it's, if I'm not live streaming, I'm like just tinting in my head all day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And,
This is a way
It's
to
nice to
take
have
what's
something.
going on in your dome and then everybody else can be a part of it.
yeah. Yeah. A little bit of interaction makes the day go by a lot faster. I love it.
Were you scared whenever the TikTok thing was like going away?
I wasn't really scared about it because there's nothing we can do about it. It is what it is. But definitely was annoyed by it. It's like it felt a little unconstitutional to me.
A little
Oh,
bit.
100%.
A lot of it.
Yeah, but I mean it's back now, and I think there will be changes as far as ownership and all the stuff that they're talking about. But I don't think it's going anywhere. I think it'll stick around.
Yeah. I got a buddy that just bought 2 new phones last night, and he's upset because like he don't have TikTok. on
Oh
his phone.
no, I
Oh,
forgot
yeah.
about that.
Yeah, because like you can't you can't get it in the app store or whatever anymore. So I told him, I messed with him. I was like, I'll sell you my phone with TikTok installed for $5,000. He's like, bro, no, I'm not doing all that. Like, that's crazy.
You know what I thought about selling last night? I have one of the OG Zep bottles from Home Depot that they discontinued.
Oh, yeah?
I'm about to post that thing up for like $350.
Somebody will buy it.
It's a unit too. When the dogs piss me off and start barking at air,
What kind of range has it got on it?
I can get from like sitting over here to about 20 foot that away. I've got it dialed in.
That's pretty good.
I can
Holy
get all the way
crap.
into the kitchen.
Nice.
Jesus. I hear you brought your own bottle that you like to use.
I actually shipped it here from Amazon just to make sure it was here on time. You know?
It showed up the next day. We didn't even have to wait for 2-day Prime.
Yeah.
We had next day
Jesus.
Prime.
Next day. They were making sure I had that Marilex, you know?
So what's so special about it?
I'd have to show you, man. You'd have to hold it and really experience it for yourself to feel the difference, you know what I mean?
So whenever you get in you wake up in the morning, you get to your shop and everything, or, whatever the case may be, what would be your essential tools you need on the day? Like, you can't go without these things.
Yeah. I could list off every tool you need in a car. Back windows, you need a scrubber. You need a bulldozer. Fronts, you need a soak rope, dash blanket. And then I use a flat out. I like the flat out personally for my main squeegee on a Fusion 5. And then pink tri-edge, the rubber coated one. I like that because I don't have scratching issues with it, like ever, you know?
Yeah.
The pink you feel is the softer of all of them.
Yeah. And then the little chiseler, red dot, 3-inch turbo squeegee, and a shank. That's it. Tint anything with those.
Damn. Do you mostly do, just vehicles and everything? Do you do any flat glass? Do you do any?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we do flat glass. That's one of the reasons I just started using tint was because I wanted to up my flat glass game more. Because I do mainly automotive, and then flat glass is probably one a month or so.
Yeah.
But I don't advertise it, so going to be...
You have a lot of time to leave the shop and do anything else.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this time of year I do. It's a little slower this time of year, but yeah, automotive's always just kept me busy enough that I didn't really chase it super hard.
Yeah.
The flat glass side.
But you're now on TintWiz and using that,
Yep.
CRM a lot more and everything. How do you like it?
Honestly, I haven't really used it a whole lot, but just what I see, like what's coming through like my messages and stuff looks really good. But I had Jade get on a 60-minute call with Cody,
Okay.
the trainer.
Yeah.
And he got her trained on it and helped her build up the proposals and everything. Super useful tool. I really like it so far.
Yeah, especially if you just get it and you don't really know how to use it. Cody Becker he's amazing at what he does.
Yeah.
And he'll just give him a phone call and he'll walk you through everything. He'll set that whole platform up for you.
I actually think he has a webinar coming up like next week.
Yeah, I think I did see something about that on his Facebook.
Oh, well, sorry. By the time y'all see this, it will have passed. But
Yeah.
follow TintWiz's social media so you can keep up with those as well.
Yeah, that's one thing that I kind of wanted to get into was an internal debate within myself. I mean, Brent, you do live streams.
Yeah.
And stuff, so, and when I run my podcast, like we're sitting here, it's Friday. I send this to my editor. He edits everything, makes sure everything looks good. The sound is there, all the lights and everything. We look good, and then we post it up. Usually I do podcasts on Tuesdays, but of course, special circumstances and everything, it just depends. But usually they're done on Tuesdays and they're posted on Fridays. Okay. And that's when my audience knows that, they know every Friday they can look forward to a Dark But Legal podcast. The biggest thing it's been on my mind, dude, is like there's so many people, and I don't ever want to sound bad or mean or anything. I just don't like that, people will run a live stream but call it a podcast and stuff. Sure. But podcasts, you could go back and look and find them on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, everything like that. And it's like, if you run a live stream, you run a live stream. You can't really go back and watch those episodes and everything. It's not pre-recorded and all that. So it's just one little thing in my head that a lot of times when I see them post like, oh, catch the podcast on Thursday or whatever, I want to comment so bad and be like, you're doing a live stream. You're not doing a podcast. Please call it what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, ugh. But that's just my little rant. That's my little rant for the day.
Well,
no more rants.
If it makes you feel better, this feels very podcast to me. I like it.
Which is it's how it should feel, because when you're doing a live stream, you got one shot at it.
Yeah.
And I mean, that. Like you slip up, say one wrong word or whatever, you can't go back in and say, let me take that out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, when somebody says, hey, I'm doing a podcast or whatever, this is the type of thing that you think of when you think of podcast.
Yeah.
Because if you do say something wrong and you're like, man, I really didn't want to say that about that specific topic or whatever, it's as easy as shooting me a text and saying, hey, I remember, and that's exactly why I have, kind of the clock right there. So internally you can kind of look at it and say, oh, dude, at 9:58 I said something wrong. Like I want to try to cut that out, or whatever. So just my little rant for the day.
It's 9:59 p.m. We're grinding today.
We are grinding. It's almost 10 o'clock at night. We've done tenant like 50 windows. We're bringing home the bread.
Yeah, we still got 4 hours to go.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, Pop was in bed 2 hours ago.
Dylan, let me ask you something real quick. I hate to interrupt.
No,
Interrupt
go
anytime.
ahead.
What the hell are you doing up at 4 o'clock in the morning, dude?
I was not up at 4 in the morning. I was up at 4:30.
I don't know.
I
What time
just
it
so
was.
happened to respond to you at like 10 minutes to 5.
Well, it was 4 something, and I saw a 4, and I was like, "What the hell is Dylan doing up?"
I was up before that.
That's insane.
Well, I live an hour from here. So, I get up, we got to take care of the dogs and
Yeah,
do some stuff around the house, take a shower, get ready,
yeah.
and then come. So, yeah, it's like a 2-hour process to get here.
Unreal. I
The
couldn't do
dude
it.
acts like he works a plant job.
Yeah, he's like, I got to get there 3 hours early. I got to clock in.
Well, I really don't want to sit in traffic. That's kind of I bypass all the traffic.
Oh, you guys have traffic here. That's right.
We do.
That's
And this
that's
guy,
an understatement.
you could be on a 90-mile-an-hour interstate, and he's doing all of 72.
Hey,
You're a slow driver, Dylan?
we made it there, didn't we?
3 hours later than we should have. Most people, when they see their GPS, they're like, all right, hey, we're going to beat the GPS. I guarantee I'm going to drop this thing 5 minutes. Dylan, the GPS is like, we got to recalculate the route because you're going way under the speed limit, buddy. I don't even know what to tell you right now.
I don't go way under. I set the cruise at the speed limit.
And then what's even crazier, so we
I
went to...
don't want an out-of-state ticket. It's a pain in the
Oh
ass.
my gosh, they're going to give you a ticket for going too slow.
No,
on the
they're
interstate.
not.
Yeah, go through Georgia. Georgia State Police is going to tell you, hey,
They ain't gonna tell you shit. They just gonna wreck you.
exactly. That Suburban's going to go 360 in on the interstate.
We actually, when we left a WFR to come back to our room last year,
Yeah.
we would just get on the TV and he had his YouTube hooked up and we just watched Georgia State Police wrecks people. And there's like 7 hours of footage of them pit maneuvering people.
No shit.
It's so fun.
There's some bad dudes.
Jesus.
It's the best thing to watch. But yeah, we were going up to WFR last year, and it was me, Dylan, Blake, and John, and we was talking about gas for some reason.
Yeah.
And Dylan goes, "It's okay. We're not going to run out of gas. This thing's got a 38-gallon tank." And we're like, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, my dad told me that, you got your gas in your tank, then there's excess fuel in the fuel lines, and then you got some in your injectors, and so there's just
This
extra
story
fuel."
there's a little fabrication of that.
There's no fabrication. The guy that knows the full story sitting right in front of me. And he's shaking his head. Yes, that's exactly what happened.
We made it there, didn't we?
Once again, 3 hours later than we should have. It
Well,
comes full circle.
To be fair, we did spend like an hour and a half at Miss Pearl's Diner over there in Mississippi.
I'm going to give a random shout out to Miss Pearl's Diner and what was that, Laurel, Mississippi? Laurel, Mississippi. If you guys are ever traveling through Laurel, Mississippi, please stop at Miss Pearl's. Family owned. They fry their chicken there, and it is the best thing you'll ever eat in your life.
But that ain't no deep fryer chicken either. That was fried in a cast iron pot on the stove.
Yeah, with that hasn't been cleaned in
Nah.
15 years.
Seasoned.
Oh, yeah.
Seasoned.
Nice.
It
And the whole
was
family
good.
works there. Her brother was coming in and talking shit about hookers or whatever it was he was talking about.
Yeah, that guy was crazy.
I think he used to be a pimp, didn't he?
He came up behind me and just, those older people that'll kind of like grab you on your shoulders and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sitting there enjoying my meal, and this black gentleman came up behind me and he just, "Yeah, man, so thank you for coming to Miss Pearl's." And we're like, "Oh, dude."
Starts giving you a shoulder massage.
I'm like, "Oh, okay." And starts telling us his whole life story and everything. And I'm like, "Get me out of this
Miss
situation."
Pearl's daughter come out there and she's like, "Yeah, that's my uncle. He just kind of hangs around. He doesn't really have nothing else better to do."
He started telling about his old Corvette he had or whatever he had and everything, and his kid played football and all this stuff. It was a funny, great experience. It was a fun time.
Places like that are cool though. Little family shops.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Are you planning on doing any events like WFR is coming up in a couple weeks and everything? But you,
Yeah. Well, I won't be making that one, but yeah, in the future, someday, I'd like to start getting involved in some stuff like that for sure.
yeah, it's
Maybe you should block out your calendar and go to the International Window Film Conference.
yeah
in
September.
September, where's that at?
That's in Reno.
Okay.
So that's the one that Carlos and them with tenor battles and everything. They're doing the co-event thing. So it'll be the International Window Film Conference and tenor battles under one roof.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It should be a good time.
September? Okay.
Yeah. Right now, we're going to have, I think it's only going to be John, Vanessa, Blake, and then my videographer going up there right now.
Nice.
I'll let you know if I can make it or not. That's kind of a touchy time.
Yeah, so for the ones that don't know, Dylan, they are having their first child in July.
Whoop, whoop.
So, yep.
Congrats, dude.
He told me yesterday when I relayed the information of him going to the WFCT.
I was kind of like, well, my wife's going to shit a kid out like 6 weeks prior to that. So that's going to be really pushing it, but I'll see what I can do.
So if anything, I'll show my pretty face as a plan B, if somebody else needs to fill the spot. But yeah, it should be a fun time. That was my very first, whenever I started for GeoShield, that was the very first thing I went to was WFCT when they had it in San Antonio.
Yeah.
That was whenever I got to meet a lot of people. And I don't know if you remember like the whole like Uncle Lou thing when Carlos was doing his thing. I tried to do like a character myself and, try to get some fame and stardom to myself. But yeah, it all just kind of went by the wayside. Uncle Lou died in a fire in New York City, peddling drugs across the border and everything. So
You should have stayed away from that white powder.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Uncle Lou lived a good life. It was
Uncle Lou.
short-lived, but he lived a good life.
How old was he when he passed?
He was 42 and a quarter
Oh, shit.
when he passed away.
Man, that's young.
Yeah. He was going to open up his own brick and mortar pizza shop up there in Brooklyn. And
Have Dave Portnoy come do a one bite review.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
he had plans.
You seen Dave Portnoy's been doing one bite reviews in New Orleans the last 2 days?
Yeah, he called Metairie,
Matar.
yeah, Matar or something.
Matari?
Oh, really?
Matar?
Oh, dude.
Oh, I suppose, yeah, Super Bowl weekend. I forgot about that.
Yeah. That's what we should have done for you.
What's
I should have had a name of like the different streets and had you like
Pronounce him?
you pronounce them
Yeah.
for us. That'd have been great.
I mean, we could do that right now. I could pull that up on my phone.
yeah, let's see.
Pronounce
Let's
this.
see if we could. We'll find the one that everybody always gets completely wrong. So I want you to pronounce this bridge name for me.
All right. Atchafalaya.
Yes, he got it wrong.
Yeah, Chipolaya.
How do you say it?
A Chaffalaya.
Atchafalaya. Why is there another A in there? Is the other one silent?
We're weird down here. We just be throwing syllables and consonants together like it's soup.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I sounded it out, and there is an A where I put an A. So
Or
Let's see
instead,
if we got-
like we have phrases instead of you aren't, y'all ain't.
y'all ain't.
Yeah.
y'all ain't.
Okay.
When I send my emails, I have to be super careful because we're so used to saying y'all
Yeah.
that sometimes I'll just put the Y apostrophe ALL.
Yeah.
So whenever I send professional emails, I'm like, shit, I can't say y'all to these people.
Well, I feel like the difference between professional and non-professional using the word y'all would simply be the apostrophe. If you're trying to be professional.
Yeah, if you type it out
Use
on your
the
iPhone, it
apostrophe.
just takes away the apostrophe.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it just feels so weird to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like as I'm texting it. We'll do one more. This is one of the hardest ones.
All right. Let's see it. Where is it? Oh, geez. Okay. Well, I'm going to say the T is silent. Shooptula Street.
I don't even know how to pronounce
Shooptula
that.
Street.
That's Chapatula.
Chapatula?
I thought you were going to go a little further north.
North, north, you start getting weird, dude. They
No,
put
I
tomatoes
got
in their
one, I
gumbo
got
up there.
one.
We don't play that.
Yeah, we don't.
We don't play that game.
I've never had gumbo.
You're going to very soon. Don't worry.
All right.
Just imagine like a good soup,
Yeah.
but just flavored to perfection. And the
Can
biggest
you-
debate,
Can you read this one from here?
Nacha Dolces.
sometimes people say nachatochi, so that was good.
It wasn't horrible. It's Natchitoches.
Nakadish?
That's about 3 hours north of here, up
You guys
I-49.
are just putting too many letters in your words.
That's what I'm saying. See,
We
when
didn't have any choice in this. They were there long before we were here.
I'm pretty sure when the Louisiana Purchase happened, they were just like, hey, We got this street called Red River. Why don't we fancy it up and throw a bunch of A's and E's in there and fuck them up? That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened.
It works.
But yeah, with gumbo and everything, it's been funny seeing all the actors and people coming to New Orleans. The biggest debate right now with gumbo, rice, or do you want to put potato salad in it?
I will get probably haters on this. I hate potato salad. I can't stand potato salad.
See me, I'm gonna put me a scoop of rice.
Yeah.
Put me a bunch of gumbo. Got to get a lot of chicken and sausage, and then I'm gonna put a little scoop of potato salad in there. Mix it all up.
Dude.
Perfect.
That sounds
Do you
wild.
like a lighter roux or a dark roux?
Dark roux. It's got to be almost like Hershey's chocolate bar flavored roux.
What's a roux?
Roux is basically just flour and oil,
Okay.
but you cook it super low temperature. And it most of the time, if you're cooking an authentic Louisiana cuisine, your roux is going to take you more time to cook than your actual meal.
Okay.
So you're going to take a little bit of flour. You're going to get unbleached flour. You're going to put it in your pot. You're going to put a little oil, and you're just going to sit there and literally stir it. You're going to stir that thing, and it'll start changing color. Depending on what you're cooking, like if you're cooking etouffees, stews, stuff like that, you're going to look for like peanut butter color. And if you're cooking something like, well, depending on how you like your stuff, but gumbos and stuff like that, I like to go a little bit darker, like almost milk chocolate colored and everything. And then after that,
And
you
I'll
just
go a
start
little
adding.
further than that. I actually get really close to dark chocolate color.
Yeah.
Get a nice little earthy flavor in there.
Yep. Then after that, you put your holy trinity, which is, your bell peppers, your onion, celery, and all that stuff in there, and you cook that down, and then you just add your stock, whether it's chicken stock, beef stock, seafood stock.
And I'm
whatever you
late.
want.
I'm not chopping fresh garlic.
Me neither.
Nah. It comes pre-minced already. Just throw a spoonful in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Chunk it up in there. Yeah, everything down here, it starts with a roux. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me who started that in the first place, who figured out that flour and oil will make something that tastes good at the end. Hey, it's whatever.
I'm going to try it. It sounds good.
Yeah. Well,
We have some cheater stuff. I'll send up there to you. You don't have to sit there and stir a roux all day.
Oh, nice.
yeah, we don't. I mean, we've gotten so now we're in 2025, so I'll be honest too. Like, I'll either use jar roux if I want to be fast, or sometimes one cool thing I've seen, the Blackstone grills, the griddle grills.
Oh, yeah.
Guys will take the unbleached flour and stick it on the Blackstone and just cook it on the Blackstone. That way they don't have to sit there over a pot, and then they'll put it in a jar. And whenever they want to make a meal, they'll just dump the pre-made flour out, throw a little oil, and you already basically made your roux right
Wow.
there.
I'm not
enough.
taking the time to do all that.
Nah, me neither, but pre-made roux, it works just the same. It's all the same stuff. It's flour and oil.
Yep.
That's it. Anybody that says you're cheating, whatever, dude.
You know who normally says you're cheating and it doesn't taste the same? Old people that don't have taste buds anymore.
Dude, my grandmother used to put a pinch of salt in everything. That's it. That's it.
I don't use a lot of salt.
I do.
I use a lot of usually salt-free Cajun seasoning. A bunch of that, garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper.
Well, the reason that I don't like Tony's Sacheries. It's a big seasoning down here, but most of the seasoning that you're going to get from down here is full of salt. And the reason that I like sending other people Tony's Sacheries is because 9 times out of 10, you guys don't put a lot of salt in stuff or like a lot of seasoning. So me, if I use Tony's, I'll mess myself up because I add salt as well. So we'll go to eat something and I'm like, ugh, that's a little salty for me.
Too much.
Yeah, too much. So I'm just there's a guy local, he has a seasoning called Cajun Two-Step, and that is all I use now.
Yeah, you should follow Stale Cracker on TikTok.
I do follow Stale Cracker.
Yeah. His products are awesome.
I see his commercials and stuff on Facebook. A lot of good reviews on it.
Yeah, he's got a factory. I can't remember exactly where it's at, but it's
Up in Kentwood.
It's Kentwood. That's right. Yeah, up in Kentwood is his main factory, and dude, he makes some of the best seasonings.
Nice.
The best ones. Not a lot of salt and everything, so
Hey, you know what's really good? His Hush Puppy mix.
I love me a good hush puppy.
They're a little sweet to them.
Hush puppies. That I've had before.
I feel like Hush Puppies is just a nationwide type of thing.
Yeah.
They didn't serve y'all any last night?
No, we had.
I'm surprised.
We had alligator, and we had crawfish, and we had what was the other thing? Red beans and pork chops.
Oh, red beans and pork chop. That's a Monday night dinner right there.
Yeah, it was a hell of a start to the trip here.
How was the crawfish?
Amazing. Yeah. Blake's like, you gotta suck the head.
I was about to say, did they make you suck the head?
I'm like, I can't do it, dude. I didn't try it.
That's where all the juice goes, man. All the juice is stuck in there.
It just freaks me out, man. I'll get there. I'll work up to it.
There are little sea cockroaches.
Yeah. That's what they look
I've
like.
never heard it referred to as a cockroach.
A little sea cockroach.
No, they're good though.
What I've always thought weird is people like lobster is a delicacy and everything.
Yeah.
Then it comes to crawfish and literally it's just a miniature lobster and people are like, ew, that's a cockroach of the sea. And it's like, what? You're crazy.
It's a baby lobster.
It's the best thing in the world.
Pretty good.
Could you imagine a boiled lobster tail? I'm not rich enough to buy lobster, but could you imagine the flavor from a crawfish bowl getting on that lobster tail?
Dude, I bet that'd be good. Now he's got me thinking. This is why I like having bigger friends, because they get me thinking about some meals.
Well, you could just toss a lobster in there with it, couldn't you? Cook it all at one time.
Oh, that shit's
You
expensive.
could, but I mean, it is expensive. I remember when Walmart used to have the tanks of the lobsters.
Yeah.
I used to sit there as a kid and just watch them.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Just stare at my mom would be like, "Chase Michael, what you doing?" Watching a lobster. Just watch. Hey, that one's crawling. It's
They got-
crazy.
Did they have the taper on their claws?
Oh yeah, the little rubber bands
Yeah.
around their claws, like they was gonna escape the tank and kill everyone.
There's going to be people that just heard us say that Walmart used to have lobster tanks in the store where you could buy lobster. They're going to have no idea what we're talking about.
Oh, there's two guys sitting right here that have no idea what we're talking about. I guarantee you.
Blake probably.
No, they're only a year. They're both 10 years younger than us. Or
That sounds so weird to say nowadays. You're 10 years younger than me.
Unreal. Hey Chase, I brought you something,
You did.
and I forgot it out in Blake's truck.
See,
hey, Blake,
It's on the
do you-
driver's side back.
he teases, and then blue balls. Dang.
It's out in the truck. He's going to get it. It looks like.
So, bringing it back a little bit to Tinting and everything.
Sorry, we get sidetracked really easily.
We do, but that's the fun. That's the fun part about a podcast. Like a podcast is essentially because this podcast is an industry related podcast, but we also want to bring the GeoShield essence to it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like people like me, Dylan, Blake, Aiden, John, Vanessa, we're all just human beings.
Yeah.
And we don't like the whole corporate feel of everything. Like
Yeah.
we do love getting our samples in people's hands and them loving the product and everything. But what we try to sell is just ourselves.
Yeah.
The GeoShield motto of, give us a call anytime.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen it. Dylan's up at 4:00 in the morning.
Yeah. Dude, I'm not trying to blow smoke or nothing, but you guys got a hell of a group of people here. You really do. Good energy. It's I've only been here for less than 24 hours. I'm blown away. You guys are incredible. So thanks for having me.
Oh,
Appreciate
dude. No,
that.
thanks for coming. And
man.
that's what we try to, if you're a new tenor, old tenor, it doesn't matter. Like when you start getting into the GeoShield atmosphere, you're like a brother to us. You know what I'm saying? A brother, sister, cousin, whatever.
Yeah, it's a good vibe around here, man. For sure.
And that's exactly what we try to bring. And that's why it sucks kind of seeing there's always going to be, the people that hate on GeoShield or, that think that, oh, this group is nothing but GeoShield and everything. But I just want people to know that we do promote ourselves in there just like any other company, but we don't try to shove it down people's throats.
Yeah.
We just want people to know that we're down to earth people. If you want to just call us and talk to us, if you want to try our product, we'll definitely get it in your hands. But
Yeah.
all we care about is just honest feedback. If you hate the product, you hate the product. You like what you like. But I mean,
Right.
if you just give us a phone call, I'm sure this man sitting on side of us could change your mind real quick. Because
yeah.
you'll be talking about when to film. Next thing you know, you're talking about, 12-point deer
Oh,
and
yeah.
coming down here and having a hunting session.
Yeah, it
So,
happens every day.
If I call
See?
Dylan, I'm clearing at least 30 minutes because we're gonna chat.
Yeah.
And he's just
happens.
fun to talk to. Well, I'm
Yeah.
the same. I'm super chatty too. So
And that's the only thing we're trying to bring, man, is just give us a call and we could do everything. Let's see. We finally got the gift. Let's bring this
It's
thing
a
in
little
screen.
gift for you. I don't know if it's your
Oh,
size.
you should have
but
thrown it.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Hold on, chat. We're about to make a flip flop here. I do have a tiny noggin, so even if
Do
it
ya?
doesn't,
Oh,
if it
God,
doesn't
it'd be too
fit, we're still gonna rock it.
Oh no, that fits like a dream.
Oh yeah.
That looks good on you, dude.
Now we're official. I apologize to anybody that listens to the podcast because you're not seeing the greatness, but we'll post pictures and everything. So, dude, I appreciate that.
Did you notice it's the blue and pink outline?
Oh
on the
yeah.
hat?
Well, he had so when it comes to everything that I do, you know, with graphic design and all that stuff, I just have to be super careful with giving out images and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So Brent had hit me up and he was like, "Hey, could you send me the image of, you know, your podcast logo and everything?" And dude, not gonna lie, I was like, "Oh, John, you know, what should I do? Like, how should I go about this and everything?" And he's like, "Oh no, just send it to him, dude. Just send it to him."
Yeah.
And I was not expecting to have a pristine new hat in my collection because I am 1,000% a hat guy. Blake thinks that I
told you
sleep
you
in
had a
hats.
surprise coming.
Blake
Do you-
swears to God that I sleep in hats.
Do you sleep in them?
I'm going to let people think on that one. Nobody contact my fiance because I'll tell her just lie.
She ain't gonna lie for you. She gonna smack shit at you.
There have been times where I'd fall asleep like watching YouTube videos or something on my phone, and you know I'd still have my hat on and wake up the next morning, the hat's all sideways, curled up, and I'm like, damn, maybe I should take that off. But it's just been something with me, like I guess just from growing up in Siri found something, by the way.
What did she find
job,
for
Siri.
you?
No idea. She's crazy. But anyway, yeah, just growing up. So I grew up with sports. I played baseball my whole life.
Yeah.
And just, I guess just from wearing hats all the time in baseball and just always having a hat on,
Yeah.
it just stuck with me. Like there's not a day where I don't leave the house without a hat on.
Yeah. You got a luscious head of hair under there? I wasn't paying attention.
I mean, it's not the best hair
Oh my God. Look at those locks, dude.
in the world, but I mean, hey, for 30 years old, I still got all my hair. So
Yeah, you're doing good.
Push that hair up. Let me see that line.
Looking
now
good.
it's starting to
okay.
recede just a little
That's
bit,
not bad.
Full head.
but it's not that bad.
Every time I get a haircut, my peaks keep inching a little more back.
That's why I'm scared to
what
get
happened to me.
haircuts.
It worked its way all the way back here, dude.
Yeah, now you just got to keep it shiny.
Yo, I keep it super shiny. Is it shiny right now?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
that light's hitting right off your dome.
right off of there.
Good. You might have to use like a glare reducer or something on this cam here.
Oh, my editor is so top notch. We'll do a little thing where I'll tell him to add a Mr. Clean pop up right there. We'll just have some fun with it.
I get called Mr. Clean in my chat quite a bit by like people that just are scrolling by and have no idea who I am.
That's awesome.
Mr. Clean tints windows.
Absolutely.
You
And
know
he'll
what?
show up at your doorstep in costume too.
Yeah,
Have you ever thought about
That'd be a
doing?
good Halloween idea for this year.
that would. Be
Oh
a good
yeah,
idea.
do Mr. Clean. But have you ever thought about like contacting the Mr. Clean company and getting some of like the magic erasers and being like, "Hey, chat, let's see if we could remove tint with a magic eraser."
That'd be cool. Get a little Mr. Clean sponsorship. Or something.
Yeah.
Get some adhesive remover from them. Get like a whole deal going.
Yeah.
I want to do that with Scrub Daddy. I don't know if anybody's seen Scrub Daddy's TikToks, but whoever their TikTok marketer is, absolutely murders it.
I haven't seen their TikToks. I've seen their like infomercials.
Oh, dude, their TikToks,
Yeah.
next
I'm
level.
gonna have to check them out after this.
They're crazy.
You know who else has been killing the social media game? Livingston Parish Police Department.
Yeah, I don't know who runs their page, but we have a local police department
That's out where I live. And I live in Livingston Parish.
Oh yeah.
so they have now outlawed the squatted truck thing.
Oh yeah.
Like it's illegal. Can't have
okay.
it. And over the snow break that we just had, so it just snowed here, like
Yeah.
8 inches,
Crazy.
which is out of this world.
80 degrees. Oh no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and now it's 80 degrees. We're sweating. But a bunch of those younger guys decided to go take their squatted trucks and like do donuts in parking lots or whatever, and they were all getting towed. Well, the person that runs the Livingston Parish Facebook page for the police department, dude, their comments were so catchy. It was hilarious.
It was
The
like
funniest thing.
Dr. Seuss rhymes, but making fun of people. It was great.
It was
just
the best
roasting
thing.
people in the comments, or
Oh
what?
yeah,
Oh, I love
just roasting them. And then the comment itself, like the main comment on the picture, was roasting them.
it. Nice.
Did you
was
see their one
hilarious.
for Valentine's Day they just posted?
Yeah, something about roses are red, violets are blue.
If your ex-lover has a warrant, give him a call. We'll take care of him for you.
So
That's awesome.
funny, dude.
They posted another one that said, do you want some dinner date ideas for your ex-lover that has an arrest warrant? Give us a call. We'll give him a hot meal, a fresh shower, a bed to sleep in, and you won't have to do nothing. You can remain anonymous.
I mean, they keep that up. People might just start turning themselves in.
That's what I'm saying.
You know?
3 hots and a cot. Let me just take a night over there.
Yeah, why not?
Get kicked out the house. All right, I'm going to Livingston Parish. That's where I'm going.
They feed you there.
So with all that, I mean, getting away from kind of the funny stuff, the topics that we see in these Facebook groups and everything, they're so debated, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You got hand cut versus plotter going on right now. You got what's the best factory matching film. You got this. You got how does this shrink? How does that shrink? Or whatever the case may be. When it comes to something like, let's just say the topic of factory matching and everything. When you have customers come in and all that, from an installer standpoint, what is your direction with like, okay, I need to find a film that's factory matching the best and everything. What's your approach to stuff like that?
So at this point, I mean, I just default back to 20% for factory match on damn near anything. There's some vehicles, like some Subarus and stuff, where you do a 35 to match instead. But I just kind of let people know 20 is going to be the best available match. And as far as what film, I really like C2 ceramic, man. That's my jam. I love that film. The optical clarity on it. The color is good. But that's what I use for factory match. 20% C2 ceramic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you heard it here first, people. I mean, C2 ceramic, 20%, best factory matching. And that's what we try to, we always tell people, especially, if you're kind of like a newbie and everything. I know Dylan and Blake and the rest of the sales team, they kind of steer people towards the carbon line because that will give you the best factory match at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah, the carbon looks beautiful, too. Yeah, C2 carbon. Yeah.
So your VLT out of everything, 20%.
20% usually, yeah. Every once in a while, you get the customer that likes their tint a little bit on the darker side, and they just want a front match. But to offset the light that comes through the windshield, if they don't tint the windshield, I got some guys that'll choose to do 15%.
Okay.
Even though it's a little darker, with that light coming through the windshield, it kind of makes it visually match better sometimes, depending on the angle, But
Have you seen, have you been following like the stuff we've been doing with the Tacoma that we just bought?
I've seen a bunch of stuff with the Tacoma, but I don't know specifics. You guys got all kinds of shit going on with that thing.
We have a lot going on. So just this morning, I actually, I had a phone call with Catskin Leather, and we finally locked in a sponsorship for them. So we're going to get new seats, custom seats put in.
Hell yeah.
I do need to shoot a video next Tuesday. I also got a small sponsorship with a windshield wiper company.
Nice.
So they sell orange windshield wipers, and they're supposed to be like, they're dual bladed. So like one blade, wipes the dirt away and the other one cleans and everything. So it's actually pretty cool technology and stuff. I need to get a video on it and some product photos and everything. But, if you would,
Tuesday is like an 80% chance of rain.
100%, which is great because I need to also do a video on our ceramic glass coating.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, hit all in one there.
All in one. So we'll ceramic coat the windshield, put the new windshield wiper blades on, and do like a 2-for-1. Bam, bam.
Heck yeah.
Sometimes it works in our favor.
Sometimes it does. Louisiana weather sometimes works in our favor. Sometimes not so much.
Sometimes you get 8 inches of snow and it gets down to 7 degrees.
Exactly. And that's what we don't want.
Crazy.
No,
It's what we don't want.
I couldn't believe that.
we couldn't either. We were here.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be upset when August gets here and it's going to be like 110 with 100% humidity.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. August is the hottest by far.
Yeah.
And
It's
not
just
fun.
dumb. Why is it that hot? And
me.
that humid? Like you can't breathe when you walk outside. You're just breathing hot water.
Oh, I bet.
It doesn't make no sense. It's stupid.
Yeah, I don't. Would you rather tint in extreme cold or weather like this?
Definitely like this.
Really?
I'd rather just sweat my ass off all day and take a shower when I get home. I hate being cold. Nothing worse than being cold, dude.
I mean,
Well, yeah, I mean, once your knuckles go cold, you can't do that with your hands.
I'll take hot over cold any day.
that's how it used to be in the plants, man. When I was working in the plants and we'd go out and it's like 30 degrees outside, man, one slip of the wrench, boom, and you're like, I'm done. I'm going home, boss man.
You did, was it diesel mechanics?
Yeah, so from 18 to about 22, I did electrical work in the plants.
Okay.
And then I did other monotonous little jobs. I cut grass, stuff like that. And then from 2018 to 2021, I was a heavy equipment diesel mechanic, traveling the country, been everywhere from Denver to West Virginia to almost up to you in Wisconsin. We went to Idaho, I want to say was...
That's not in Wisconsin.
I mean, no, close to Wisconsin, but what's the...
Minnesota?
No, it's the one right below Wisconsin.
Illinois.
So we went to Illinois after Denver because we had one weld machine break down on a job. But that was the stupid stuff that I had to deal with. You know, we would be leaving a job thinking we were going back home to Louisiana and then get a phone call from dispatch like, hey, we just had a guy, he struck an arc and had his machine on wrong setting and blew it up.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God. So you'd have to go out there and change like literally one breaker on the weld machine. All that for that. And then finally drive home.
That heavy diesel mechanic stuff, that's incredibly hard work. I got a lot of respect for them guys.
It is, but once you learn it and everything, it's not that bad. The worst times were like working on cranes.
Oh.
Because cranes are so, and then our cranes were old. It wasn't like nice new Lebhairs or anything like that. They were old Manus cranes. It's fine. But they were old cranes. And one time we got called out on a job and this foreman was like freaking out. He's like, dude, the crane's falling. The crane's falling. The crane's falling. And we're like, what do you mean it's falling? He goes, it's just going down. So we were like, okay, like that's all the information we had to go on. Yeah. So I called my boss. I said, hey, dude, Josh just called me. He said a crane's going down. I have no idea what that means. And he goes, what do you mean? And I was like, that's exactly what I said, but he's not giving me any information.
Yeah.
And so, you've been in plants and facilities and everything. So like when you get there, you have to go to security. Then they have to check you. Then you got to do this and that and everything. And in my head, all I'm thinking about is last thing this dude told me was a crane's falling.
Yeah.
So we get to the security gate and I'm like, hey, I'm Chase with Smith Tank and Steel. Like, this is my helper Cade. Like, there's a crane somewhere falling. And the little security guard girl was like, well, I need to see your badge and I need to see a TWIC card and I need to see this and that. And I was like, lady, I don't think you heard me. Somewhere in this plant, there's a crane falling and I have no idea what that means. And she goes, well, I just can't let you in. So I called Josh and I was like, dude, this lady's not letting me into this plant. And he goes, I'm coming up there right now. He pulls up on this little Easy Go golf cart, pulls in, and he's like, come on, get over here. So I go past her, and we get onto the golf cart, and we pull up, and this crane, so he's got a Lincoln weld machine attached to it, and you could watch it, like the crane's just slowly going down. It's just falling. And
so what the hell were y'all going to do?
So the company that I worked for built tanks, like steel surrounds for tanks that held like, whether it be waste oil or clean oil or, whatever types of fluids, acids, whatever. So they built the surrounds for them. Well, what they were doing was this company had these really cool things that it was like electric welding machines. So like as you put plates up, the welder would just follow the circle and just weld it on its own. So they were putting the weld machine on top of the plate so that way once they stuck the next plates on top, the weld machine was already there and they could just start the whole process or whatever. Well, the crane was going down, so that's when they called us. Well, there's check valves that are inside of cranes, obviously, so that way if anything happens like that, the check valve closes, no hydraulic oil can move because it's all just hydraulic oil pressure. Anything you get on is hydraulic oil, which is the scariest thing in the world, that a liquid is picking you up. Or picking something up. But yeah, the crane's going down, so we checked the check valve. It was all good and everything. Well, on these older cranes, the mechanism to steer the tracks, work the boom, everything was all chains.
Yeah.
And the chains go underneath the crane and they hook up to their different points or whatever. And all your hydraulic hoses are underneath and all that stuff. Me and my buddy, we looked underneath the crane and one of the hydraulic hoses had wrapped the chains and all the chains had broke.
Oh, no.
So it all split and there was hydraulic oil everywhere. And I'm like, oh, dude, what are we going to do? So there was a Napa Auto Parts like right outside the facility. And I was like, well, first thing we need to do is go get a hose made. So we go get a hose made and everything. And while we're underneath this however many ton crane working on this thing, you could just hear.
Oh, no.
Nah.
And you're just watching the boom like falling. And so you're trying to put this hose on and, you're trying to put fittings on and, Teflon them and
you would
everything.
be watching me go in the complete opposite direction.
Oh, dude, it was absolutely insane. Well, once we finally got to the end, like it had been so much time elapsed that the boom was starting to ride on the wall.
Oh.
So the whole time we're under there working, trying to button everything up, you're just hearing like, and you're like, I'm going to die. I'm going to die underneath this crane.
How tall is this crane?
They're fairly small. So this was I want to say once the boom was extended, it was probably about maybe 100-foot full extension. I mean, it's big, but it's not like one of those ones where most of the time you see companies going in the plants, they have to build these big, massive cranes, and it takes them like a week to build the crane. These were just load them up onto a trailer and
Yeah, I
drop
was
them
about to say,
off
this
the
wasn't
next
a
site.
drivable one, huh?
A drivable? No, not like drive to different sites. This was just so it was a regular like tank tracks, but you could fit it on like a 40-foot gooseneck.
Nice.
It's not that big. So we actually just had one 18-wheeler lowboy trailer, and that's what brought the cranes to different locations. So they weren't that big, but I mean, they were still big. And then there was other stupid times where like the guy above me would be changing the oil filter and I'd be working on the tracks because tracks over time on anything, they start to get loose.
Yeah.
So you have to just tighten them up and it's just a grease fitting. And one time this guy was changing the oil above me and he goes, oh man, I can't get the oil filter off. I got to stab a screwdriver through it, which, I mean, we've all done that at least one point in our life. Can't get the oil filter off, stab a screwdriver through it.
Yeah,
break
make
it
a
off.
handle.
So he's up there and he's like, I'm going to stab a screwdriver through it. And I was like, whatever, dude. Stabs a screwdriver through and the whole thing, like, he breaks it off and oil's just all over my back, all in my pants, everything. So I had to dig in the truck, find a change of clothes. I borrowed a shirt from one of the workers out there and everything. I was like, dude, I'm done with this. So after 3 years of doing that type of bullshit, I told my fiance, I said, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I'm tired of working in the plants. I don't want to do this hard work. I don't want to be out in the heat and everything. And she's like, well, what do you want to do? And I said, I've always been into like art and photography and design and stuff like that. And I told her, I was like, I don't know. I want to find a job doing something that I like. Well, I had quit that job and I had no plans. Like I quit and she was like, okay, I'll pay for whatever until you find a job that you like. I want you happy. So I quit that job and then I saw Cubby on Facebook and he posted like, hey, looking for warehouse work help. And I had known Cubby throughout the years with trucks and everything. And I knew he worked for this company, GeoShield, but at that time in 2021, like nobody really knew what GeoShield was. And so I hit him up and I was like, hey man, I'm looking for a job. Like, what's the job entail? And he was like, oh, it's just warehouse work or whatever. So mind you, me coming from the plant, I showed up the first day, Monday morning at LSU at our original facility. And I had steel toe work boots, pants, and a collared shirt on. And I was like, I'm ready to work in the warehouse. And this chick comes out and she goes, you don't have to wear that tomorrow. And I was like, thank God, because it's hot. And that started my journey with GeoShield. And here we are. And
that's awesome.
2 locations, one in Baton Rouge, one in Las Vegas. We run a full podcast,
Yeah.
We have our own academy.
We have the GeoShield Academy that we started.
Yeah.
So it's...
I'm going to see that later, I think.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, we got to go by there after a while.
Yeah.
I think probably after this we'll go get some lunch or something, and then we'll go over there. Everything. I think that sounds like the plan.
Yeah. We need to get a list of stuff we need to bring from here, but yeah.
So full circle going with that. Would you like to be the first person to put hands on our Toyota Tacoma.
Absolutely. That sounds awesome.
So I think since we talked about, VLTs and factory matching and stuff, I think it'd be awesome to do a strip and retint of the 2 side windows in the front.
Yeah.
And do some C2 ceramic 20%.
John would probably appreciate whatever that hazy ass film that's on there gets taken off.
Yeah, because
and replace it.
I mean, you never know coming from a dealership, like what type of tint's even on this thing.
Right.
They could have slapped some Gia on that thing and
Yeah.
called it a day.
Yeah. It's definitely not going to be C2 or Apex quality. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Anything from dealership. I mean, now unless you're an installer that does dealership work and everything, obviously you're putting a good product. But
Yeah.
sometimes you have to even be careful because the dealership only says like when to tint markup, whatever. They never say like what film.
Yeah, you ever seen them
Right.
stickers before? Window tint, $3,000.
Oh, yeah.
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 But I think as a consumer,
Oh yeah, you do see that because you had the deal with Ford up there.
I don't do the Ford one anymore, but I do still go to some dealerships pretty frequently. And most of them are pretty good about it where I'm at. It's a real rural.
So do you attach the GeoShield name to that window film?
So I actually have a, like for a new car dealership, I have a called it's part of their spiff program. So salesmen, whenever they sell accessories of any kind, they get a spiff. $50 for selling this, $20 for selling that. So I had it set up so that I laid it out for the dealership where it showed this is what I'm charging you, this is what you're charging the customer, this is what you guys are making, and this is what the salesman makes on every job. And I just built it all for them ahead of time, and they put it on their sales desks and sell it. And but right on the sheet, I put it's got my logo, the dealership logo, and then I think down like in the bottom it had like the GeoShield logo, and it showed like the C2 specs and stuff on it.
Yeah.
So,
That sounds definitely needed. That's very good information because, like I just did, I have no idea what's on the Tacoma. But it could be, I mean, there's no telling who tinted that vehicle. I mean, it could have been somebody at a dealership. It could have been somebody who uses GeoShield. The truck could have GeoShield on it.
It could.
We never know, but I think that is something good that for a consumer, if you go to a dealership and they're trying to give you this big markup of like $3,000, at least ask what film it is, like because there are different films out there.
Oh yeah.
And if you're going to pay $3,000 for an accessory on a vehicle, I kind of want to know what it is.
Know what that is.
Let's
Yeah,
be
so you can
honest,
do your research.
Nobody should pay $3,000 for a $10,000
No,
vehicle.
not at all. But that's dealership markup for you, baby.
That's insane.
That's why I want to trade my truck in so bad and just go get me like a 97 OBS,
Yeah,
crate 350 in it, and just ride.
that truck's sweet though, dude.
It is.
I like your truck.
Blake wants me to lower it again. It used to be smacked
Oh, it used to be
out,
slammed on the ground.
and it
Nice.
looked.
And
it
you had
looked
it on
good.
the Escalade 24s, huh?
It was on 22s,
22s.
but it looked good.
Well, you went the opposite direction. How tall is it now?
7.5.
I'd have to get a run and start to get in it. I promise you that.
We're definitely gonna have to catch that on video after this.
She's tall.
She is.
You don't need sunglasses in her either.
No, you don't.
Well, I always got sunglasses 24/7 right there.
It's always been weird being in this industry because, I got polarized sunglasses. So sometimes I'll catch myself putting them on in my truck and I'll see all the rainbow and everything from the
yeah.
polarization. And I'm like, oh, that's why I don't wear sunglasses.
No, not polarized. Dude, I had a lady tinted her stuff. She left. It was a Traverse. Tinted her full windshield in 50. C2 ceramic. She comes back probably 10 minutes later and I saw her roll up. I'm like, oh shit, did I miss a hair or something? Something crazy. She came right back and she goes, I'm driving and I can see like these hexagons in my film. I'm like, or in my windshield. She's like, what is that? And she had her sunglasses on. I was like, are those polarized? She's like, I don't know. I was like, well, take them off and then look. Sure as shit, it was just the sunglasses. Polarized lenses and tint for some reason don't mix.
Yeah.
You're seeing that it's a big word. Bifraction.
Bifringial. Yeah. Bifringence or something. Yeah. It's a very, very hard word.
That's got extra letters too.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. That's a sciencey word.
What would you say to date is one of the hardest vehicles you've ever had to tint?
People ask me on TikTok all the time, what is the hardest vehicle to tint? What's easiest to tint? easiest, any tinter will agree, a new Ford truck.
Yeah.
Easiest shit to tint. But hardest, I think hardest just depends on the condition a lot of the times. Like you can have a Volkswagen Jetta, because just Volkswagens are just notoriously kind of a pain because they got tight seals and stuff. But you can have one that it's brand new, it's clean, and it just goes mint, no issues. And then you get one that lives on a dirt road and, maybe doesn't take good care of it. And that one takes you double the time the other one took, but it's the same car. You know? So I'd say condition and just, mentality make the difference on what's hard and what's not hard.
That is very fair. That is very fair. Yeah, I mean, that's what, because every newbie tinter and everything, that's their very first question they always ask. Either, how does a film shrink? Or, hey, I got this car in the shop. How hard is it to do? Or whatever. And that's whenever the whole like hand cut plotter conversation comes in, and people are like, "Oh, you should just get a plotter." Or, "Oh, if you don't hand cut, you're not a real tinter," and all this stuff. So, definitely conditions. That makes sense.
Yeah, condition for sure. Yeah.
Do you have problems with? Because another one is like the windshield thing, like curling windshields, all that stuff. Do you ever have any problems like that? Did you see come up?
Not really. I mean, I've made some whoopsies here and there where I gotta, make it right and fix something. Like usually it's just I just maybe cut a corner as far as my final inspection or something, or was in too big of a hurry looking it over and maybe missed a little spot that was easily fixable with a chiseler.
Yeah.
But no, nothing like super crazy, like the film's falling off or anything like that.
So something very interesting that I found out recently on newer vehicles, apparently these factories are changing their mold release agents for windshields.
Really?
So whenever they come out of the mold, it's a different release agent than it was, in recent years. And that mold release agent is harder to get off of the dot matrix.
Yeah.
And there's a special way to clean it.
Really?
And here soon, we're hoping to do some testing on some new windshields to show the proper way to clean it so that way you will not get curling.
Okay.
Because the biggest thing is with our Apex, it's a 2 mil dual layer ceramic film, and it's not the easiest thing to work with. You have to be very, very conscious whenever you work with Apex, especially doing a windshield. And that's our biggest thing is like we'll get a lot of these tinters and, some have been doing it for 10 years. Some have been doing tinting for 5 years. Some have been only doing it for a year. And they always call and say like, hey, it's curling off the windshield. It's curling off the windshield. It's curling. Like, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? And we're like, just take it slow. After you heat, let it sit for a little bit and then go back and work with it, whatever. And now after finding out the mold release agent thing, that's kind of...
Now we can go back and do some science work.
Now we could do some science. We could do some testing and everything and actually put out a good article saying, hey, we realize that they changed mold release agents.
Yeah.
Which is something that not a lot of people will realize unless you do the research and figure it out. Like, oh, shit, these factories are changing stuff on us. Like, holy shit. It's crazy.
Yeah. What's crazy to me is that, like, the film industry and your automotive manufacturers, I'm sure there's other accessories too that we could relate this to, but
car
wouldn't it be
audio.
nice if we all just communicated?
Yeah. 100%.
It's like, hey, this would make my life a lot easier if you just design the seal a little bit different right here.
Yeah. Don't put this gasket so damn tight right here.
Right.
Why do you do that?
Oh, yeah.
If my dad could strangle the engineers at GM, he would do it.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
My dad's been a GM mechanic for longer than I've been alive, and I'm 32.
That's good job security, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because they keep putting oil drain plugs in front of random sway bars and why?
Or like in the older Trailblazers, running the axle through the oil pan. Like,
yeah.
What?
Got a little cutout for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy, dude. I'll never understand that.
Have a computer in your tailgate handle.
Now that's
wild.
When I bought my truck, the salesman did not do a good job, but I was also kind of a dick to him because I went in there with the mindset of, because this was a time in my life where, I had no financial help. No, I wasn't with my fiance at the time, and I told the sales dude, I said, if you come at me with the word, cosigner or whatever, I'm walking. So don't even if I'm not approved, just come say, hey, you're not approved. Don't say, can you get a cosigner or whatever. Don't even come to me with that. So
Yeah.
Boy, you'd have been in a lot better shape if you would have needed a cosigner and they would have just denied you.
well, at the end of the day, I got the truck. So we went and looked on a lot and everything. And at first he went to the new car lot. And I said, no, you're walking the wrong way. We're going to the used cars.
Yeah.
So we go to the used cars and they had 3 trucks, 3 of the same exact base model trucks. And I was like, okay, what's the difference? And he was like, oh, well, Chevy did this thing where there's LT1, LT2, LT3, LTZ, Denali, whatever. I said, okay, I have no idea what that means.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, I could put you in this one, but this one's got center console and this and that and whatever. And I was like, I don't care about any of that, dude. Just sell me a truck.
Yeah.
And so I finally decided on that one and walked out the door, $4,000 down, no cosigner, walked straight out that thing.
Attaboy.
Signed, sealed, delivered. Get me in it. Got home. Saw some of the craziest stuff in my life. Went to unlock the truck. The tailgate unlocks. The tailgate comes down slow. The foot pedals move in and out. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, dude, that's too fancy for me.
Fancy.
This too fancy for me. That's why I say
But
just
now
give
you
me,
got it.
just give me an OBS Chevy and I'll be happy.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing nicer than a clean OBS.
Nothing nicer than a clean OBS.
Dude, have you guys seen Blake's Suburban? Thing's got no rust on it.
That thing's clapped out, dude. Don't lie.
Dude,
Don't pump
that's
his head up.
You cannot find an 03 Suburban in Wisconsin with rocker panels on it.
We don't
Doesn't
we don't
exist.
have salt down here.
I was
We
about
don't
to say,
salt the
you
roads.
can any clean vehicle you want that
Yeah.
you can't find clean up there.
Yeah.
It's
change
down
your
here.
marketplace to down here.
Yeah, for real. Everything's just rust free. The worst I've seen is peel and clear coat on some stuff.
Well,
That's just because of our sun. Like the UV down here is just
the UV
horrible.
mixed with all the chemical plants, it just kind of
Yeah.
you
clear
can't
coat
keep.
doesn't make it.
Yeah, it's.
But
it's
there is
horrible.
no rust.
No
rust.
No rust. Crazy.
The only way you'll get rust is if you find somebody that literally their shit just sits outside and they don't take care of it.
Yeah.
The frame will start rusting and it's pretty bad. They keep looking at me like that's gonna happen to my truck. It ain't gonna happen to my truck.
What y'all don't know is that man's going to start parking it in his garage when he buys a house.
It won't fit in a garage.
Well, if you slam it back down on the ground, it will.
Yeah,
Be a good reason to do that again, huh?
He's been thinking about it.
Yeah.
they keep pressuring me.
You keep pressuring yourself.
I do
Ain't
keep
no one pressuring you.
I do keep pressuring myself. I do kind of want to drop it back down on the ground.
I'll join the pressure gang and I'll text you.
Which way
once
do
a
you
day.
go? Do you think he should keep it up or go back down?
Well, I've seen it up. I want to see it down now. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Now we're gonna have to put it on the ground just to show what it looks like on the ground.
I also
Or-
kind of want to see him wrap it like something like this wall.
Oh, we have something in store for
Yeah?
it. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
We're just waiting to finish the
Why
academy
don't
and everything.
instead of just dropping it on the ground, go to Alpha and get them to put that airbag kit on there and just drop it to the ground. and then
No,
you can
see
pick it back up.
bags.
Just
I've
bag
had
it.
bags before, but I can't do bags anymore.
Why?
I've had that life.
It's not about the bag life, dude.
Not about the bag life. I've had that on an OBS Chevy, 99.
You've had it lowered and raised. Now you got to do something different.
No, well, if I want to do something different, I'll put a bigger lift on that thing on like 44-inch boggers.
Have you guys seen Shady J's OBS Chevy?
Yes.
I didn't even know he had one.
I've actually seen it in person.
Single cab step side with snowflakes.
It's a
OEM
It's
snowflakes.
a 89 or a 90.
87.
It was like
Or
the
89.
first, whatever the first year they swapped from the big square body to
I
the
think it
OBS.
is 89. I think you're right.
Yeah, I saw him eating breakfast one morning when I was passing through on my way to Branson.
Yeah, that's cool.
I love that truck.
That's a cool looking truck.
It's on
Step
like
side?
some 20, is it 20s or 20-inch snowflakes
20-inch snowflakes, yeah.
with some like 32-inch all-terrains on it.
But single cab step side is what makes it cool, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Aiden shaking his head no, but he just doesn't understand that life.
What's Aiden all about?
You
What's he
drive a Ford
He's
with
got the lifted
weird
well,
rims.
it would be outside, but he's on the street bike today.
Yeah.
So
That's
he's got
even
the street
worse.
bike today, but he usually drives a lifted Ford.
Oh, I've seen that on Facebook, yeah. It's a good looking truck.
He's a part of the. He wants that squat
Good looking
life.
truck. I like that.
He's in the squat
He
crowd.
wants to.
Yeah.
He wants the lean.
Oh, come on now.
What he doesn't understand is real lean comes in about a 72 Impala on some 28s. Put a little inch of lean to her.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
The
huh?
donk life.
With a 454 LSX in it.
Absolutely.
Twin turbo with like a 150 shot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That would've been crazy.
Our UPS driver in Las Vegas, he's got a donk. It's I think it's like a 73 or 74 model Chevy, long body, big rims, LS7.
Damn.
Yeah, it runs 8s and a quarter. It's fucking
Jesus
fast.
Christ. Blake, real quick, on the recording, is the Rode mic going up and down? Like it's catching our voices since you unplugged the system?
Testing.
Yeah, where it says Rode, there should be a line going up to the red.
Road.
Like
your
whenever
boat.
we're talking. Yeah.
Caden, you have a lot of work to do.
No, he'll just cut that one part out. It's okay. I know we've been going for a long time because that SD card that was on that one camera right there had an hour and 26 minutes left of storage. So that's why it cut off.
Probably like an hour 10.
An hour and 12. Yeah, so that's why it cut off. It just didn't have any more storage on it.
It happens.
What do you do?
That happens.
That's why we have the other one.
That's why you have multiple.
Blake's quick with it though. He was right on top of that shit.
He's fast.
Yeah.
That's why. So at first he was like, "You want me to just sit here?" And I was like, "Yeah, we need somebody to run it.
Yeah.
We need somebody behind there in case something goes haywire.
Yeah.
What if that thing catches on fire? I can't run that fast. I can't get over there that quick. Somebody's got to unplug it."
Ask Blake what the first thing I said to him when I saw him yesterday was.
What did he
Blake,
say?
what's the first thing that he said when he seen you yesterday?
How a mullet, my mullet. He's complimenting my hair.
Oh,
He was
that
complimenting the
Kentucky
mullet?
waterfall you got flowing?
I told him I want to run my fingers through it, dude.
That's what it was, yeah.
You know what we need to
Look
do?
at it.
We need to find a wig that looks just like Blake's mullet, and we need to send it to Brent.
If you go to the beach down in Florida, they sell little hats with mullets attached to the back of them.
I've seen them things. My favorite one is the guys that go golfing and they wear the visors with the spiky hair built into it.
Oh yeah.
Those are hilarious, dude.
I think I'd look good in a visor, to be honest with
Oh,
you.
100%.
I've never tried one, but I feel
with
I
your
just feel like it'd
sunglasses,
be
be
good.
like, Coach Brent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coach, how'd we do?
Horrible.
You suck. Get out the game.
Take it off at the end of the day. I just got a red ring on top, you know, from the sunburn.
If we send him one of those visors, though, with the spiky hair, he's got to watch a football game. Yes, that's it right there.
Yeah.
That's what we're
yeah.
going to get him.
I like that.
Is that a mustache in that
It
picture
was a
too?
mustache, yeah.
Oh, we got to give him the
Does it
whole
come with a
ensemble.
mustache? Oh hell.
We could get some blonde handlebars.
We're getting him the whole ensemble.
Unreal.
Well, I think we shot the shit. Shot the shit. A shitty shot enough.
Whatever that was.
We shot it.
Heart attack. Strokes happen sometimes. But I think we should move this operation and follow the train to the academy
Let's do it.
and tint some windshields.
Hell yeah, I'm in.
So what we're gonna do
Well,
after
we're not
this
tinting
one?
windshields. That is illegal.
That's illegal unless you do 0% on there.
Well, I was thinking about tinting it dark, but legal still.
Yes,
You know what I
exactly,
mean?
exactly.
Yeah,
that's
what
the
we'll
point.
Dark but legal.
Yeah, we'll do that.
You got to tint it dark, but it's got to be legal.
Got to be legal.
Exactly.
Not telling you what state it's illegal in, but it's legal somewhere.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Isn't there like one or two states that have no tint laws? Isn't like Utah or something one?
Michigan's one of them.
No. Michigan, you can only tint the top 4 inches of the door.
Michigan, you can't have anything on the front 2 roll-up doors.
I thought Texas had something weird too.
Texas, you had 25% VLT on your 2 roll-up doors, and then
That's
anything on the
it.
back.
That's it. Anything on the back. That was
California, you're not allowed to have anything on your 2 roll-ups,
Really?
and you can only have like 6-inch strip on the shield.
Yeah.
They don't even allow fully to the AS1 line.
Yeah. I think there's a couple states that don't like have any laws enforcing tint though, isn't there?
We'd have to look at that.
I'm
That's
not sure.
crazy.
That'd be great.
I'm
I'd
curious
move
which
there.
state it
Like in Louisiana, you're only allowed 42% on your front 2 roll-ups.
42?
Let's be honest. In Louisiana, you're allowed whatever you want as long as you're cool with your local law enforcement. But if the state police is sitting on the side of the road, go ahead and just pull over.
It's always a trooper, dude.
It's always
It's always on Highway 42.
Always on Highway 42, dude. You see a state trooper, just go ahead and pull over. He's going to get you for window tint. But what's crazy is they now have like this law that like they can't pull you over for window tint. Like they could add it on, of course, but they have to fine you for something else. And that's exactly.
So you mean like cut off exhaust, too big a tire, and all the other things that are wrong with your truck?
So the one that got me,
Driving like
was
an asshole.
So I didn't even know this was a thing down here. I knew it was a thing in Texas, but he actually got me for no mud flaps
Oh, because of your ride height?
because of my ride height
Yeah.
and my tires.
That makes sense.
So
He really came after you for the window tint, but he just tacked that on.
1,000%. 1,000%. And then I don't run an inspection sticker because who cares about an inspection sticker?
Right.
Yeah, you got to ride on our roads last night. Why
Yeah.
are we paying for inspection stickers?
Dude, your roads
Or garbage?
kind of remind me of the roads back home. Kind of felt right at home.
Really?
Yeah. I think
Y'all got
that's just how-
giant potholes that'll suck you in?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Go down to New Orleans. You fall in those potholes, they're making gumbo in the potholes. Just
I want to
being
try some of
honest.
that pothole gumbo. That's
That pothole gumbo hits different. You got to be careful with the pothole gumbo.
got a little bite to it, does it?
Yeah, 1,000%. That's how you get mullets down here.
No kidding. Well, he's been eating out of potholes for a while, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's our little pothole dweller.
No diddy.
I love it.
Yep. So after this one, if you guys want to follow us along on YouTube, like I keep saying, follow us on the YouTube channel. That's where the journey is. So if you're listening to this, get on the YouTube channel, because what's crazy is right after this one, we're going to take all of our camera equipment. We're going to follow right along. We're going to take Brent to the academy, and we're going to do some tinting on the Tacoma.
Hell
And
yeah.
we have other cool toys over there to look at too.
Other cool
Ooh,
toys.
I like toys.
Yes.
There's a toy to look at,
Let's go look at them.
and we'll go see John.
Yeah. We'll
He's
see
over
John
there today.
It's going to be a fun time. Well,
Oh.
Brent, thanks again for coming down, dude.
Thanks for having me, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate it.
Anytime.
I'll air bump you. I'm not
Air
getting
bump.
up.
Air bumps all around. We'll see you guys next week.